And viewers, if you are living in Delhi or in the NCR region, you must have witnessed a heavy, dense layer of fog covering your surroundings. If you peek outside the window, you'll realize there was as low as 0 meters of visibility in the national capital. But the scene is similar in several parts of the country this morning. Srinagar Airport, Safdarjung Airport, Amritsar Airport, Lucknow, Bengaluru, Chandigarh, all airports visibility 0 meter. The airlines issued advisory. The weather department has forecast similar conditions in the coming days. According to the IMD, Delhi recorded 10.2 degrees Celsius at around 5:30 am today. At this time yesterday, the city's temperature was 9.6. So the temperature is decreasing every day. There is freezing temperatures in Srinagar and other parts of the North India. Cold wave conditions are likely to prevail in the coming days. Meanwhile, the air quality in the national capital is also plummeting. It is in very poor category. Hence, Grab 3 restrictions have been invoked in the national capital. Flight operations were affected at the Delhi airport early morning due to dense fog, and other airlines have put out advisories for the passengers to check their flight status before heading out to the airport. 9 major airports including Palam, Safdarjung, Srinagar, Amritsar, Lucknow, Bengaluru, there is zero visibility. So how are the airports functioning? To know more on this, I have a panel of guests. But before that, my colleague Shreya will be joining me for giving a live status on how the surroundings are in the national capital. If we talk about the flights diversion, 37 flights were diverted in Bengaluru. Flights were delayed due to fog conditions. Delhi airport even saw 92 delays. And yesterday, it was as many as 500 flights were impacted due to zero fog and zero visibility due to fog in the national capital. My colleague Shreya Ghosh is joining me this morning at this hour for more on this. Shreya, we are hearing reports of 0 meter visibility. I can see behind you that how low is the visibility. Take us through the updates.
Well, of course, as you can see, the fog is thick enough to cut with a knife. I mean, it's blinding, impenetrable fog that has engulfed the national capital, because of which almost over 120 flights were either delayed or rescheduled since midnight till 6 am in the morning. Currently, the flight arrival at Delhi airport is running late by almost 18 minutes, and the departure time is delayed by almost 36 minutes. Now, this is a yearly challenge that the national capital witnesses, along with other cities in North India as well, where early morning we saw zero visibility being reported from various other airports. And here you can see that this is completely impenetrable fog that has completely shrouded everything in its path and has reduced the visibility to almost zero. And we also know that early this morning, 2 morning flights from Delhi to Srinagar scheduled to depart shortly after 8 am were also cancelled. And from midnight to 6 am, 6 flights bound for Delhi, including those operated by Indigo, SpiceJet, etc., had to be diverted to other airports. But it is quite startling to see that 120 flights were delayed at departure or were cancelled since morning, since yesterday till this morning. And of course, we can see this is greatly impacting the passengers, not only the ones who are traveling via flight, but also it is causing road congestion, because the cars have to slow down, they have to put on their indicators, because it is completely, you can see there is barely 50 meters visibility here. We are near the entrance of Terminal 1. It is crucial for the cars to slow down as much as possible and keep their indicators on, and this because this low visibility is causing severe flight disruptions, and it's understandable why passengers are frustrated. But it is advisable, as all airlines have issued advisories already, that that passengers should definitely check the status of their flight departure or arrival, especially from the Delhi airport, before stepping out of their homes and reaching the airport. They should check their flight status. And it is not only just the dense fog, but it is also the smog because of the cold temperature and the rising humidity from the Indo-Gangetic plains, plus the notorious air pollution condition in the national capital that is giving rise to this smog conditions, the AQI remains in very poor category, and that is why the GRAP 3 measures are also in place. So this is the condition of the national capital right now. Back to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Shreya, for bringing us that update. Please stay warm while you're reporting for us from the outdoors. And to know more and about this, I'm being joined by Sanjay Lazar, who is a civil aviation expert. Sanjay ji, very good morning to you. Zero visibility and intense fog, as well as chilling winter temperatures. How do airports prepare for flight operations during this fog season? As this morning we are reporting that there is zero visibility at the Delhi airport, not just Delhi, Srinagar, Safdarjung, Amritsar, Lucknow airport, Chandigarh airport, Bengaluru airport. Matlab, 9 major airports are reporting that there is zero visibility. So how do airlines prepare for such situations?
Morning, Aditi. Thank you for having me on the channel. I was looking at the visuals with your reporter. Forget about aircrafts. I mean, it's dangerous driving a car to the airport at this time. You can't even see the road ahead. So it's a very critical situation over there. There are a number of factors that lead to the fog. We know, of course, this is a seasonal issue for the last 30, 35, 38 years since I've been flying, and I've seen that very, very prominently. We've not been able to control the atmospherics. There is also the pollution, like she rightly mentioned. There is your shrub burning, all that kind of industrial pollution. All those things add, and when the wet temperature drops, you get this fog-like situation, and it often comes in at about 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. and stays till about 10, 11 sometimes, if you're unlucky. But fortunately, this year, if you remember 12 months ago, we had this massive catastrophe of hundreds of flights getting stranded, and 10 airports across the country getting the cascading effect. This year, I'm pleased to say, the aviation ministry has taken a very proactive stand. The minister has put together, a war room with a, entire team from every airline. Airlines have brought, Cat 2, Cat 3 capable pilots and kept them on standby. So they've tried to mitigate the responsibility, the problems, to ensure passengers do not have excuse me, passengers do not have any, minimum inconvenience. Whether it's an act of God, there is very limited, scope for airlines and airports to control fog from coming in. But they have Cat 3 runways. Delhi's, I think 3 of them are completely in functional. But having said that, it is at the end of the day the pilot's decision whether it is visible enough to land or not, or to divert. And that's why you're seeing these diversions. And I think another factor is a large number of flights were also rescheduled during this fog period, which probably starts end December to mid-Feb, is categorized by the DGCA as well as the ministry. They reschedule the morning departures a little bit. So you'll probably see a lesser impact of the fog than you would have, say, 12 months ago. So I can see some positive. I'm looking at your screen, and it shows, Srinagar is 0, Safdarjung 0, Amritsar 0, Lucknow 0, Chandigarh 0, Palam 0. How would one, really operate with zero visibility everywhere? I think, we'll have to just bear with it a little bit. Passengers should be understanding. I do hope, because I think the airlines have all been warned and advised to be proactive with communication, to have complete standby of staff at every airport to ensure a full roster so that passenger queries can be answered both on the phone and in presence, live presence. So I hope that mitigates some of the thing. And for the passengers, like you rightly said, please call up before you leave home, because you never know when the fog is going to lift and if your flight is going to land.
Right. Mr. Sanjay, please stay with us. We are also being joined by Khushbu Jain, who is a consumer rights expert. Thank you so much, Khushbu ji, for joining us this morning. We are talking about zero visibility and how fog is impacting airport operations. Even my friend who was traveling from Delhi to Mumbai, his flight has also been delayed by 1 hour. In such situations, Khushbu, how do consumer protection laws address such issues related to fog, such as zero visibility? We are seeing 9 major airports are reporting zero visibility at this hour. So many passengers and flyers are impacted due to it. How do consumer protection laws, protect them or give them some remedy?
Okay, so you have something called as Air Seva Grievance, which is by DGCA, which is by the government. Now that's the portal that you can go. That's a national government service portal. The moment you log in there, there are certain criterias where one can go in in case of a delay. In case of cancellation of the flights, there are some aspects which are clearly being mentioned on these on the criterias as to delay more than 3 hours, delay of 1 day, or cancellation of 1 day is where one can seek compensation and one can put in a complaint. DGC has been very active because there has been a lot of stances of flight being cancelled or people are being stranded and are at the airport with no aspects when it comes to taking care of their stay or taking care of their or making them understand or giving them any kind of information. Especially there have been a lot of instances where disabled or a minor unaccompanied passengers are there at the airport. They are also available. So Air Seva is where one can go and put in their complaints, and solutions can come in where things are there. I think I was hearing other person also over there that yes, check out Google Maps and everything. I was traveling 2 days before and I checked that at Google Map and it was showing me an 1 hour delay from Istanbul for an Indigo flight. But the moment I reached airport, it was not showing an 1 hour delay at the counter. All they did was once they check you in is where they make you wait over there. So practically I could not take my flight because I calculated my time that there is a 1 hour, 20 minutes of a delay. So I should reach at the airport by that time, but it did not match in that manner. So understanding when it comes to Google Map is also a problem. So I think you should check at the airline website itself when it comes to a delay in the flight and take that as a screenshot and keep it accompanied with you. Because I think that's where one can understand. But with respect to your complaints or grievance addresses and checking of your flight status, I would still say airseva.gov.in is one place where one can always go, check in with respect to delayed flight, put in any kind of grievance that is coming in place. And
Right.
take much compensation as as been put in across. There are a lot of FAQs also available on the airseva.gov.in as
Right.
to how to check how to do the reporting and how to do that, what is the entire way of doing it. All you have to do is create your account on the AirSeva and put in a complaint.
So affordable and so easy. The access is there, viewers. You can reach out to the government and also check the flight status. That's a very healthy discussion that we had. We had the problems at one hand, we had the solution on the other. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay and Khushbu ji, for joining us this morning.